Welcome to the book, Future-Proof Investments, Emerging Markets for 2030, written by the writing investor, curious about where to invest your hard-earned money. Discover the top potential markets of the future. We will discover diverse markets, each with a selection of investable stocks to pick from. Chapter 1. Realization of the importance. For selecting stocks, there are a lot of things to think about. Of course, you want to invest in companies that are doing well financially and growing. But is that the only thing to consider? As a writer and investor, I believe we should also look at potential. Sure, a stock may be performing just fine in a stagnant market, but it won't yield the same returns as a stock in a thriving market. New markets and innovative products generate excitement at the investors, which leads to increased investor interest and higher returns on the investment. Furthermore, security is paramount. In today's markets, with markets continually reaching new highs, everyone wants to get in on the action. But it's crucial to remember that markets can also experience downturns. Therefore, it's essential to know where your investments stand. In times of fluctuations in the market and some potential future economic downside, it's important to be invested in a way that you are safeguarding your assets, which is always more critical in those times than getting high returns. That's why it's so important to look for the right market to invest in, especially when all stock prices are high. Uncertainty is increasing with wars, climate change, etc. Times are going to change drastically, and as an investor, you need to adapt. Investing is about looking ahead, and that's what we'll do with this book. We'll dive into the future, exploring what might happen, and where the opportunities might lie. After predicting the future, we'll discuss 9 potential growth markets and why they matter. I'll wrap up each of these chapters with a list of 5 stocks in that particular market segment. For this list, I'll include European and American stocks. But please note, those stocks are examples. I didn't research them properly, which is your own responsibility. I only point out the potential future investments without any advice in trading/investing in those particular stocks. Chapter 2. Future of the Western World. The Western world is a wealthy place with a lot of unnecessary overconsumption. Many people are slowly realizing this. Overconsumption makes us lose emotional connections with products. We have so much that we always want more. Fortunately, this is changing. People in the West are starting to choose quality over quantity. Another important issue in the Western world is the declining population. It may seem like we are growing, but that's not the case. Immigration is the reason for population growth. More people are dying than being born. There are opportunities here too. Skilled labor is becoming scarcer, like someone who can plaster your walls. This is a specialized job and will be well paid. Labor will become more expensive in the coming years, so automation needs to grow quickly to make up for the shortage of workers. The world as we know it will look completely different in 10 years. What can we expect? People will have more money to spend and will work less, so the leisure industry will grow. People are choosing what feels good rather than what makes the most money. Money and security are less important to younger people. Will this still be true in 10 years? It's hard to say. It depends on geopolitical developments. However, if we continue living as we do now, we should consider that a lot of money from wealthy boomers will be inherited by younger generations. They can use this money to pay off their homes and reduce their expenses, leading to more free time. In the future, the number of working people in the West will decrease, which can have major consequences. This could lead to more immigration or a decline in the global market because we don't need to work as much. The idea that many Western people don't want to work anymore could also cause distribution problems, like food shortages or delays in police and ambulance services. This sounds dark, but to make good investment decisions, we need to consider all scenarios. The future is still uncertain and needs to be carefully mapped out. Conclusion of analyzing the future. Looking back at the above chapter, we can start to identify potential growth markets for the future. Based on my vision and the texts above, The following 9 markets will absolutely experience growth. 1. Leisure industry. With more disposable income and less working hours, people will spend more on leisure activities such as travel, entertainment, and hobbies. 2. Health elderly care. The aging population in the West will increase. Demand for healthcare services for elder people and related products will grow. The West is turning gray. 3. Home improvement and skills. With skilled labor becoming scarcer and more valuable, industries related to home improvement, like plastering and electrician workers, will grow. 4. Automation and robotics. As labor becomes more expensive and scarce, the need for automation and robotics to fill the gaps will rise significantly. 5. Financial services. Younger generations inheriting wealth from baby boomers will create opportunities in financial planning, investment, services, and wealth management. 6. Mental health. As people focus more on what feels good and less on material wealth, there will be a growing market for mental health services. 7. Food security and sustainable agriculture. Concerns about distribution problems and food shortages will drive growth in price of food security initiatives and sustainable agricultural practices. 8. Cybersecurity. With more people working remotely and an increasing reliance on digital platforms, the need for robust cybersecurity solutions will grow. Companies specializing in protecting data and online privacy will become crucial. 9. Education technology, EdTech. As the population ages and the workforce declines, there will be a growing need for continuous education and reskilling. EdTech platforms that offer online courses, vocational training, and skill development will see increased demand. Chapter 3. Market leisure industry. People with a lot of disposable income will expect more exciting and interesting options. Emotion also plays a big role. People are drawn to what they grew up with, like brands such as Pokémon and Disney. Limited edition toys will grow in popularity, as will travel, since people will be less tied to one place. We can divide this market into several submarkets. 1. Amusement. 2. Travel. 3. Leisure activities. When I analyze these 3 submarkets, I think we need to focus less on mass production companies and more on companies that provide an emotional boost and a sense of fulfillment. For the selection of 5 stocks, I will focus on a few hotel brands that emphasize luxury, comfort, and personal care, since people want to feel special. The hotel market is expected to grow. Based on research, the global luxury hotel market was valued at $140.28 billion in 2023. The market is expected to reach $293.61 billion by 2030. As people become lazier, they also want to travel more comfortably, which is already visible today. Cruise tourism is booming and rebounding quickly after COVID-19, leading me to include one cruise company in my selection. To complete my list, I will add an entertainment company that sells tickets, since people admire and become fans on a much larger scale nowadays, driving ticket sales through the roof. I will also include Disney because it is a brand that resonates with young people. Disney creates a sense of magic that stays with everyone who grows up with it. Don't you agree? Chapter 4. Elderly care. Who wants to get rich of old people? People who build the West are coming to an age in which they are not that mobile anymore. So where do they need to go? They can't stay in their big houses. To show you, this is the prediction for 2050. The number of people aged 65 years or older worldwide is projected to more than double, rising from 761 million to 1.6 billion in 2050. So we need to people taking care of older people. We need more elderly amusement and of course housing, and there is the opportunity. There are several companies who are making homes for the elderly with good care in them. The elderly homes will rise and you can benefit from them. So how can you benefit from elderly care? You might first think of housing. Yes, that's one of the first options. There are companies that focus only on senior housing and offer good dividends. These companies are a very good hedge for your portfolio, especially because real estate is currently quite low. This allows you to invest safely in similar companies. You can also see the elderly care market more broadly. Healthcare, in general, will grow because people are living longer and need more care. This means more costs and more profit for companies. So, you can focus on different companies and sectors. Think about hospitals and clinics, but also pharmaceutical companies that need to make more medicine for the elderly. Another potential growth area is the market for e-health, which means digital health services. As we mentioned, there will be fewer workers available, especially in elderly care. This will increase the demand for telecare, also known as e-health care. So what stocks are active in certain markets like this? Well, I have found a few. First of all, I want to start with medical technology, since I think the demand will grow, as mentioned above, for the future. And of course, we need to take into account the real estate for elderly people. I am currently personally also focusing on real estate since it's a bargain at the moment. I select a real estate stock in the USA and in Europe, Belgium, to spread the options over the continents. Furthermore, as I mentioned earlier, there is a growing demand for digital health solutions for the elderly. In this rapidly expanding market, several companies are focusing on e-health. For my stock selection, I have chosen Nexus, which is listed on the stock exchange in both America and Europe. This company develops software for healthcare and nursing homes. As the number of nursing homes increases, the demand for this software will also rise. But what is the biggest market to jump into? If predictions are correct, the number of working people will decrease. I found a company that offers technologies to help the elderly live. Text YouTube Future-Proof Investments. Docs. Independently for longer, such as alarm systems and health monitoring. The demand for these products should skyrocket as people age and there are fewer caregivers available. This were the free chapters from my book, Future-Proof Investments. Emerging Markets for 2030. Written by the Writing Investor. Thank you for listening to the free part of my audiobook. Do you want to read the complete book? Please go to my Etsy page via the link in the description. And don't forget to subscribe and follow my channel for more books to come.